Greetings. Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing today? Hey, Gabrielle. Gabrielle and I are going to come in. Okay. Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing? Happy Saturday, everybody. So much is happening. Hey, Gab. Well,
Hey,
Pacha.
hey, my love.
How
Hey,
you
moon
doing?
mama.
Hello, hello. Thank you for coming. I was just saying greetings to everyone. I was on a walk this morning and I called Gabrielle. Pacha is her spiritual name. What would you like us to who is that?
Noble. He said Pacha
Pacha
Ward.
Ward, yes. Okay. Um and so I called her to talk about some things that I've been growing through in this Cancer energy. Um, I love to talk to Pachamama because we vibe on the same frequency and it's so effortless. Like it's profound to be so gotten, so seen, and we are really transparent with one another. Like we don't hold secrets
Right.
and we don't judge one another.
Right. Yeah.
And so because I'm like why do you think we do that, Gabrielle? I want to hear your opinion of like the way we're able to communicate with one another and how it supports.
Well, for one, cardiology, you and I have a Mercury placement, so there's the ability to communicate very well. Anybody you have a Mercury connection with in cardiology, you're going to have great conversation. You guys are going to get each other when it comes to verbal and language, period.
Yeah,
Body language, all the stuff,
yeah, yeah,
But I think also you and I come from the same school of thought, so we practice our work with each other. And one of the things is, there's no shaming, no blaming, no villains, no victims. That we know these things and we actually practice it with each other. So in relationships in friendships where somebody is like, girl, such and such did such and such to me. Me and Monique don't play that game with each other. We do let our ego express, like, I feel heartbroken, I feel hurt, I feel like, whatever,
right.
or I feel like this person is trying to harm me, but then we actually do the work. So we have a foundational philosophy that allows us to be in the same space, and we also have a lot of similarity in the things that we are overcoming.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just noble. I just think we just have such a connection, and it's been, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of been this way from the beginning because we shared a partner. We had the same man at one time, and that kind
Yes,
of
we
brought us
did.
together.
We've shared a couple of partners. Oh, I'm so happy that we are going to talk about this out loud.
Yes. Let's go there.
Oh my gosh, yes. We have shared two partners.
Yep.
And I just want to say that, like, so this is a big deal because women are usually so afraid of being in relationships where the man is cheating and, the man is a cheater and all this sort of, and so girlfriends come together and commiserate
No.
over he did this and he did that and we do none of that.
No.
We come and celebrate like, oh, it was amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And then, well, should I try it? Yes, you should try it. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And it's interesting because I don't have this dynamic with every woman that I've shared a man with. You know what I mean? I think for me and Monique, it's, so for one, we both are spiritual workers. We both are earth women. We both are people. We're for the people. You know what I mean? We're for the community. So there's a trust we naturally have with each other, that we can trust each other to share and go deep. And I feel like, Monique, I just know that I can feel that we're not looking for power outside
Yeah.
ourselves, so we don't power struggle.
Right.
And that's some big, I don't know if people hear me when I say
Yes.
this. We're
Yeah.
not power struggling with each other, trying to make sure I have this, I want this.
Right.
We're not doing that with each other
No.
because we know, baby, I am all the power there ever is and will be.
That's right.
Okay.
And I create my life. So I'm the star of my show.
Right.
Can nobody else be the star of my show?
Right.
So I celebrate having incredible, dynamic people in my life because they are a reflection of me, because I'm the star of my show. And it is, so I want to share something, because I remember with our first partner that we shared, one time I was out with him and he was talking about you. And I was so moved to be able to be in the company of a man talking about a lover or a woman that he was very drawn to and connected to. And I just loved being able to see that in a man, where it wasn't about me, and I got to see, his openness, his willingness, and it helped me know you better. It was it just blew my mind how healing that was for me. And it just made us closer.
It really did. I remember you telling me that. And at that time, that particular man was my first opening of my first marriage. So it was my first time being open with another man while being married to another man.
Yes.
And he and I had a profound connection, very beautiful. And for you to share that with me, I just was like, oh my God, I love her. I love her. And I want this to be the template for every time that I am in a scenario like this, where me and a woman are sharing a man in whatever capacity that looks like, that there's this honesty. Like, you were like, I felt his love for you, and it's beautiful and it's profound. And it just was like, I don't know, that came from such a place of feminine confidence, and it just was powerful for me. And it just made me like want to fall into you. Like, okay, I can really be seen with this woman. And Monique has always, for one, Monique is one of the people on the planet that sees me. My godmother, Mama Rain, she's an Aries. And then Monique, a Virgo. These are the women, when I feel broken, when I forget who I am, these are two people I'm calling. Because you see me. She's been calling me Madam President since I was like 20-something years old. And that, being seen in that way, and for me, affirmation and verbal communication, I need that almost more than anything else, even more than touch sometimes. I need to be affirmed. It's something that is a love language for me. I'm a 10 loves, of course.
Yes.
So it just makes sense. And it just really drew me into you. And so me and Monique can go anywhere.
And we do. It is such a gift to be a magical woman, and then to have other women in your life who are magical, because what we create together, because the feminine is the dynamic creative force of the universe.
Yes.
And so when we get to come in and not be led by the ego, not be led by that masculine, energy that's competitive, because there's a place for that. The masculine has its place. Absolutely. But it's not in the center of our friendships and our connections with other women. And so much so that it allows us to be able to share lovers and help one another heal family patterns and wounds. And so today, the reason I wanted Gabrielle to come in, because I wanted to talk about this young woman who kidnapped herself. And I have so much compassion for us as women and as Black people, because we understand not the level of terror and torture that we are dealing with on a regular basis. Because if we understood it, it would make you lose your mind. You really would. But to that point, when I got clear about the story and that, you know, they were saying that she faked her kidnapping, I remembered the countless times in my own life where I felt so helpless at the effect of what I was experiencing with a man, that I could not get what I wanted from him, that I was not, that I did not feel seen, that I did not feel heard, that I felt abandoned. And my thought would be, if I do something to harm myself, he will feel so guilty. If I do something that makes him regret, because that was the only thing that I could consider or think of under the feeling of the depths of powerlessness that I was experiencing in those moments.
Yeah.
And so I just I wanted us to have a conversation about that, because I know other women understand this, and maybe they haven't acted out,
Right.
you know, but there are tons of women who have killed themselves because somebody left them.
I'm
There's
listening.
there are countless women who have committed suicide because they were in a relationship and they felt misunderstood and they weren't getting the love that they needed, or they, you know, many women have made very chaotic choices and created unfortunate conditions and circumstances because they felt powerless in
Right.
their romantic experiences.
Yeah.
And so now let's talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, trying to create the point of attraction. We know we're attractive. We know we're magnetic. We know we can pull things to us. And that powerlessness piece is like, oh, I can't, there's nothing inside of me that will create that point of attraction. So I have to create this physical manifestation to get a response.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I was feeling that way last week. And I was like, ego, you gotta work this out now. I'm gonna need you to come up so you can have some higher consciousness. Come on.
Right.
Okay, and we're gonna re-strategize.
That's right.
But it's a strategy.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And the thing is, it's so, what I have learned, having had so many of those experiences, that energy is very Pluto energy. It's people who have power, but they haven't grown into the maturity of how to use their power, is what it is.
Yeah.
And so what I finally learned was how to use my power. It's like, how do I use my power? And now when I am experiencing anything with a man that doesn't feel right, I go inside of myself. I go quiet before I create an explosion. I go completely silent so that I can get clear about what's really happening in here.
Right.
Why do I want him to respond? What is it what's really driving me?
Right. Right.
And that has been a game changer for me. Like, I don't think of killing myself anymore. I actually don't. I mean, I don't think of killing myself anymore. I don't feel frightened by my emotions and feelings anymore. Yeah. I understand that the need to control is a misuse of power.
Yes, yes. Because oftentimes the verb is correct in our analysis, but it's always for us. I want control.
Yeah.
Who do you want control of?
Yeah.
Not your exterior world. You want control of you.
That's right.
Your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, stuff like that. The verb is usually correct. I want wealth. I want, you know, when you want to steal some shit. I want, okay, wealth, you know, generating is the verb, but what can you do from the inside that will do that versus projecting that somewhere else? Yes. And so I watched the story pass through and I'm like, oh, okay, she's not missing. And people like, she didn't, you know, created a scenario where did she I thought she went somewhere with another man.
I don't know all the details, but I do know she kidnapped herself. Like, I do know that she said there was a baby on the road, which created a I'm going to help this baby. And then she's
Yeah.
on the
And then
phone
she
with
went disappeared.
somebody and then she disappeared, right? So
Wow.
she disappeared herself.
Yeah. 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 And I mean, that's very, I know some cancers, honey, and they did some stupid shit.
Girl, but
They be doing.
this is the thing. He's a womb choice. That's the thing we know about him. He is a womb choice, and he didn't gave it to her so strong.
Like, I need that in my life. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
She like, I gotta control this.
Right.
How many times have you had a womb choice where you were like, oh my God, like this man is gonna make me crazy? Because, you know, sometimes partners come to bring out the pain in you. Sometimes that's what they're there for. And people always, if it's love ain't painful. I don't know what love you talking about.
Right. What love you talking about? That's that holy roses and glasses and Disney stuff you talking about. Because, baby, when it comes to the memories that sit inside our vaginal walls and a man go up in there and release that,
That's right.
that shit will make you crazy.
That will make you insane. And most women have been through it. Most women have been laid up somewhere like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Because you realize that somebody has brought a feeling into your system that is greater than you have the capacity to manage, to face, to love, right? It's almost like they trigger the parts of you that don't feel lovable.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a real activation, lady. It's an activation that we created ourselves.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And I'm becoming more honest with my life story. When I was a young girl, I wanted that trigger point. I wanted a man to open me up.
Yeah.
And I manifested one of my family members doing it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I see how I created that. And it was powerful. And I didn't understand it for years. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, oh, I did create that because I wanted to access my power. Yes. I want to understand my body, myself, the things that I can do with it. I created it.
That's right. Can I say that it is so important? Like, we are not taught as women the power of our sexual nature. We do watch when we turn about 13 and 14, we watch men begin to respond differently to us.
Right.
And all I was told was, you know, don't do this and don't do that and don't get pregnant and no one is teaching us that is your power. That is your will. That is your magic. That is the essence of the universe moving through you. And those men are bees to honey, darling. And so when you think that it's about him, when you think that your power is about him and not about you and your ability to create as you desire with this magical thing that is your honey pot, that it, like my mother used to tell me, Monique, you have a pussy. You shouldn't ever have to pay for anything.
Right. Why did they teach us that shit? Like it was halfway true. It was halfway true.
Yes.
But once again, the external point is a distraction.
That's right.
You're right. Yes, I have a womb. You're right. Yes, I have a portal, and I shouldn't have to pay for anything. But there are so many possibilities of creating that.
That's
not
right.
Just me having sex with somebody.
Yes. Thank you. Because the culture only wants us to use this energy sexually, to keep it stuck in the first three chakras, right? To keep it stuck in the root, because we need, like people say, you know, you need a man to protect and provide. I can't tell you how much fucking I did trying to get somebody to want to protect and provide for me. Okay?
You were trying to sex the provisions and the protections over your halo.
How much... Girl, right? Because we're not taught to use the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the ajna, that we're not taught that this is where our feminine power really lies. Yes. And your ability to imagine the best scenario and then to take actions in that direction, the scenario that is not only just good for your sexual pleasure, because what I have discovered as a 50-something-year-old woman, I have had a lot of orgasms. I have had a lot of lovers, and none of it is really worth me understanding how to use my sexuality correctly. None of what, everything that I've been through hasn't, everything I've experienced and created in relationships with men hasn't been as valuable as being able to say, my power can create whatever I desire. Now, how can I use this in a way that actually works for me?
Yes.
That's not
That feels
just
good for
about, that's right.
that feels good for me. Ladies, I mean, this is the work we do at Follow the Sun. This is the work we do at Noble Paradigm. We have to peel back the layers of understanding what feels good for us, because we're here to create. We're in the free world, y'all.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right now, we are here. We are over the hump.
Yep.
Pulling back those layers. What is it that I want to create?
Yes.
I was asking myself that the other day. My girlfriend, she came and got her daughter's hair done yesterday. She was like, yeah, what can I do for you? And I was like, I was tight, a little bit stunned, because I'm surprised I don't have a whole list of just to shoot off of what I want.
Right.
And I really had to think about it. I was like, oh, I need a womb massage. Like, I need somebody to touch my womb that has very powerful hands. Like,
yes.
who is a mother of that? I can do it. I can offer this to people, but I can't go into trance and really be in this creative vortex that I want. So I need that.
Yes.
That's what feels good for me. The universe is waiting to respond to us, y'all.
That's right.
We just have to have the imagination and create a vision for what it is we want. I tell every woman, there is no difference between me, you, and Beyonce.
Not one thing.
Except and she got creative and wrote it out, created a team.
That's right. That's right. Women are the center of the universe. Because we have this womb, the womb is a creative portal that doesn't just create children, it creates realities, you all. Why? Every human being on the planet, the house that you're in was created by somebody, the concretes, the streets, right? All the people that created these things come out of women's wombs, right? And when you understand the epigenetics and what it means to be carried in a womb, and then your mother and your grandmother, all of these lineage, all of this comes from women. We are the creators of reality.
Yes.
And so when we understand that, the question is, can you become responsible for it? Can you be responsible for this power that only women have?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I don't care if you change your sex. I don't care if you get I don't care what you do. If there is a code within a woman that is divinely placed there, you cannot cut off your genitals and make it be that. It doesn't work that way, because it's an energetic that we are. We know that. And so when we, and only we know that, because they don't have that same code. Men don't have that code. So we cannot expect them to teach us how to use our power. We cannot expect them to understand the true, authentic nature of our power.
Yeah.
And we cannot expect them to be the promoters of our power, because they don't know what it is. So if we're not doing it, it's not getting done.
Yeah. Yep. Very few men have sat with the feminine long enough to actually know her and understand her mechanisms.
Yes.
Very few men on the earth have made us their study.
Yes.
You know, and that is where it changes the game when we become our own study and we know what we are capable of, and we move out of this victim mindset of, you know, this is me. That's why I don't let that stuff do. I don't let none of the stories. I will listen, I will observe, I will hold space, but none of the stories can stick, because every woman on this live is infinite power of just any type of possibility.
That's right.
Don't let these stories stick to you, ladies.
That's right.
Don't let your life story stick to you, because at any time you can become a golden womb again.
That's right.
Oh, I'm about to go into meditation real fast. You can become a golden womb again and become whatever you want.
That's right.
Releasing those, you know, and so that goes back to Cancer season with this sister. To me, I'm like, she is showing us the power of our fertility. And I mean the fertile mind, the fertile energy. She was like, I got to create some shit now.
And she got busy. She really created something. And here's the thing that is, you know, as a woman who's lived longer, here's what I remember. The power of that sexual desire in the body of a woman between at that age up until like 30 something, it overwhelms you. Like I remember now not being able to think straight because of the hormones in my system to procreate, right?
Yeah.
Because we're not taught how to really use it, it would drag me every month. And it's dragging us every month. We're having pain because we're misusing this. We don't understand this is life. Like we know we can get pregnant, right? I knew I could get pregnant if I had sex, but I didn't understand the magnitude of what was really channeling through my system.
Yeah.
And what's channeling through your system is pure power.
Yes.
And they don't want you to know it, because if you know it, then you won't give it away.
Right. Or misuse it.
That's right.
Because even with my 15-year-old, I'm like, baby, I'm all for self-pleasure, because you have to know your circuits, you have to know your power, you got to know what feels good, but also know what you're listening to when you're in that vortex, what you're watching, what you're taking in, what you're thinking about. You are expanding whatever you're thinking about when you are in that pleasure zone. You know?
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not here to judge anybody, but I try to keep it real concise of where my life is going. Seeing myself in things, you know, seeing myself in these new scenarios and these wonderful experiences while I'm in that space, whether it's with somebody or with myself. That's how powerful we are. Right. There's literally a vortex happening when we are in that pleasure space and we reach this pinnacle.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
And when you learn how to use your power, you become a profound magnet. Yes. Where you can begin to just magnetize things to you with ease.
Yeah.
With ease. I mean, you can just, when you know that you are the center, you are the creator of the reality, and you have the power, you can just think on something and get in the feeling of that thing that you're thinking on and stay there. And then that thing will magnetize, because that's the way of your nature.
Yeah. And this is not, me and Monique had this conversation, like, it's magic, but it's technology.
Yes.
It's not woo-woo, y'all. I'm telling you, the world keeping it suppressed for so long makes it seem woo-woo-ish. Women being so far away from these practices. That's why the witch hunts were huge. That's why many of us are carrying epigenetical witch hunts. My hands up in the air.
Yeah.
I am afraid of the world to know me in a deep way.
Yes.
You know, that's why all this stuff was squashed, because that's what creates everything.
Yes.
Let 100, 1,000 women get together and just start seeing the world governed by women again.
It will be. It will be. It will be. It is. And I feel like the thing that I was talking with you about, with Gabrielle and I, is how we suppress ourselves, how we suppress our nature, because it's too much. I can't tell you how many men I dated who were like, it's too much, you're too dramatic, I'm supposed to be too much.
Exactly. I am overwhelmed.
To be dramatic. I'm supposed to be more than you can handle, because I am more than you can handle. But I didn't know that then. And then I would be like, and feel bad about myself. But now I realize that mechanism of you're too much makes us suppress ourselves.
Right. And
so then when you're like, I used to feel so much power moving through my body, like that it would just scare me because it was so sexual, right? Like if women are true about their sexual nature, if women tell the truth. Now, Gabrielle, you know, we've been in community with women, and we know who women are sexually. When
the most insatiable being on the planet, the most
insatiable. So many of us are afraid of that. Why? Because it's a sin. I was told that it was a sin to have sex without marriage. So now I'm 13 with my vagina about to explode and nobody's told me how to use it, and I'm thinking I'm a sinner and God is gonna hate me if I do this. And so then you become at odds with yourself. Every time I laid down with somebody, I was in a deep, tumultuous war around, is this a sin, and is what I'm feeling wrong? And these are ways that the culture controls us. I'm here to tell y'all, it's not a sin. You have to know your own integrity, and you have to live in integrity with yourself, right? You have to really learn your integrity, not a white man's Christian Bible integrity. That is not what integrity is. Integrity is a personal code that is coded to you.
Yes. A personal alignment. As above, so below.
That's
That's
right.
really what we're talking about. It's like you making love to a man, but in your head, you're like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, your body going to show you a manifestation. You shouldn't have been doing that because you set the code. You brought the law. As above, so below.
Yes.
You know? So that's one of the things since I've emerged in my 30s. Whatever's going on here, it's gonna. I'm gonna stay with this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm gonna just stay here instead of forcing my body into situations I don't want to be in. And I've done that.
Yes.
So many of us have done that as our youth. We didn't want to go to school every day. Most of us had to do it.
That's right.
Your
That's
sovereignty
right.
is that, hey, this is what's going on with me. This is how I'm feeling. These are the questions I have. Da, 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 da.
Right.
I want to be in full alignment when I move into this experience. How can I do that?
Yes.
Whether you're asking source, you're asking a mentor, you're asking a spiritual reader, whatever.
Right.
That is the power of it. That's what sets us on a whole nother, that's goddess level right there.
That's right. And that's what we're here to be. We're here to be goddesses. We're here to recognize that we are the creative force of everything. And when you, and what happens, you have to clear your family trauma. You have to clear your disbeliefs. You have to release all the junk that we've been taught. And that has been for me, that's been a profound process. That's been a process that's taken me 20 years to do. And it is what it is because I needed to be here now. But the point of really releasing the stuff, because your creative power is so strong that if you have blocks, disbelief in it, you will manifest what's going on in your mind. So we watched this young woman manifest this in this scenario because she doesn't know how to use her power. So she's functioning off of family trauma. I bet her mother had overwhelming emotions that she didn't know how to control.
Right.
You know what I mean? That comes to the family. That's not something that's just specific to her because, you know, she got strung out on some pain that was, you know what I mean?
Yep. And we hold her in the bosom of elder sister.
That's right.
You're learning your power.
That's right.
You're learning right now, darling.
That's right. That's right. So, Gabrielle, tell people who you are, where they can find you. Let me just, before this, Gabrielle does cardiology, y'all. Ooh, now y'all know I'm an astrologer, and I'm a fucking damn good astrologer, right? And so I love that. And then I sat with Gabrielle, and I was like, oh, wow, this is a whole nother level.
Yes. So I'm Gabrielle Zelina, also known as Pachamama. In the indigenous and spiritual communities, you will hear people call me Pacha or Pachamama more than Gabrielle Zelina. But I'm a village mother, you know, I'm a village sister. I am skilled in hypnotherapy, cardiology. I'm a salon owner. I do hair. I'm a beauty priestess. I really have taken my life journey to offer it to the goddess in every way that I can. So that's beauty. That's our magic. That's our ability to shape shift. And so me and Monique are creating profound communities. We will be having retreats where people can come and just relax and.
You went mute. I can't hear you all of a sudden.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. You
okay?
Just
sorry.
relax.
My low battery thing popped up, but you know, Monique and I have really surrendered ourselves to the goddess so that she can use us in the way she needs us on the planet. We are here to rejuvenate the feminine spirit. We're here to work with the waters and, you know, work with the earth. We support men too. You know what I mean? We're working with our men. We have men in our lives that we love.
That's right. We do. We really work with men for real.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
We work with them for real.
Yep. You know, that synergy, that battery of masculine and feminine is very powerful. And so, you know, if you need support with cardiology, which is understanding your life path through your superpower, you have a certain superpower and you have understanding how to live it out. Monique was just set free when I told her Venus card. You know what I mean? You have a unique code. And cardiology helps you understand that, just like astrology does. And sometimes it's just a little, it all works, but you know, sometimes the messages and what you hear really sets you free. So I'm here for individuation.
Yeah.
We are all individuals.
Yeah.
And the hypnotherapy, I offer a hypnotic meditation at Follow the Sun once a month, where we're working with the feminine essence. But I also do this privately for clients. If you have a life story that has just been taking you over and you need to reshape it, I will support you in creating a new story. And that's what I'm saying. Free
She's
yourself from the
amazing
story.
at that, y'all. Like the whole, like they're like, it's so good to have friends who do this stuff, so you can just call and be like, oh my God, I need some help right now. You know what I mean? But then we set up something and reprogram. I've reprogrammed really deep patterns that were almost I couldn't see my way free from them, right? Like my mother leaving me in my grandmother's house saying she was going to come back and never coming back in the way that I anticipated her coming back, right? Because as children, we hear things differently than the adults and what they're saying. And so Gabrielle helping me repattern that experience and then listening to it. And it doesn't even show up in my reality anymore at all. Like I don't have that going on no more.
Yes.
Done. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's what I'm up to. You guys can find me at Follow the Sun once a month. Me and Monique are launching some new offerings for the feminine starting September.
Yes.
And I also am at Noble Paradigm. That's an app we're building where we are really working with cardiology and understanding how to unlock your juiciness, your power. If you feel like you don't know your purpose, if you don't know what you're here to offer the earth, cardiology tells you that instantly. And so I'll share. Monique is a queen of clubs. She is the living example of a queen of clubs. She is here for the spiritual word. She is here to give divine messages. She's the queen of the word, and that's what queen of club means. I'm a 10 of clubs, so I'm here to support the public. I'm your public relations person. You know, I'm here to really help you emerge into the collective. And so cardiology is real. When you sign up, when you sign up to understand who you are and surrender yourself to it, you already know, like, yeah, I know I'm gifted at that. And most of the time, why do we try to do the hard things? Why not do the things that come easy to us? That's your gift.
It's such an interesting thing. And then I'm going to go because I have a client in 15 minutes. But yesterday I was with my family, and as I was on my way to them, I checked in with myself to, like, I wanted to create a new experience with them, because I was like, what is it that I normally do? And because I'm the youngest in my family, even though I'm 54, I was raised the youngest, my energy collapses in the company of my older aunties, and I all of a sudden become the one who needs help and the one who doesn't, because I was trained that way and conditioned that way. And after doing all of this work for years, now this has taken a group to be able to witness it and go, oh, I'm collapsing. Oh, I'm talking about this because I want to be smaller and I want her to feel like she can help me. Like I'm doing these things, and I saw it and I'm like, oh my goodness. And yesterday I went there. I didn't do any of that. One of them was like, oh, my wrist is hurt. And I was like, oh, let me put some Reiki on it. Like I actually moved into service in my family, because this is what I do out in the world, but I'm not who I am in the world in my family. In my family, I'm like a helpless child whose mama abandoned her and whose daddy is in jail. Right?
You have overturned that story, Monique. You have recreated yourself a million times.
Girl, yeah.
I love it.
And yesterday, it was amazing because I just moved into who I was. And I was like, and when I left there, I was like, oh my God, I did it. I was like, I actually did it. I was not the old person. And it was amazing.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I love hearing that. I love hearing that story.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So you guys, please reach out. Follow Gabrielle if you're not already following her. For those of you who are not at Follow the Sun, come and join Follow the Sun, because I have incredible things going on there. Sign up to get readings or whatever, or just listen to this video and share it, because this is powerful information that everyone can benefit from. And Here's the thing. We can't do this healing by ourselves. We actually need one another.
We
That's
do.
the trick.
We do. We do. When you see the word community, what you're seeing is common unity. We're all wanting to heal. That's our common interest together.
Yeah.
Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it.
Yes,
And
sir.
for those asking how to do cardiology with me, my links will be ready in just like another day or two. So go ahead and DM me. If you are interested in a cardiology reading, go ahead and DM me and I will send you that link directly. You can sign up and I can
Yeah.
get the information I need from you, okay?
I love y'all.
Yeah.
Happy Saturday. Yay. Bye, everyone. Today
Go
is
for it.
Saturn's Day. You guys take it easy. Bye.